Hello guys, I'm Nona Prince and spoiler alert because today we'll be talking about Attack of Titans season 3, not season 1 and 2. We'll be talking about season 3, so there are of course spoilers for season 1 and 2. That makes no sense. Season 3, we'll be talking about season 3 and also I'll be watching the trailer for season 4 which I haven't watched yet. So if you just want to see the trailer reaction, go to this side, this timestamp. Go to this to see the reaction. But before that, we'll talk about the series, we'll talk about the spoiler review of season 3. Let's start. First thing is, I just love this series. It's such a good series from every aspect, from animation to storytelling to voice acting. Everything is just amazing. The series gives you a kind of adrenaline rush while watching it. It is so powerful that it's at the end of the day just a 2D image on your screen, and that's making you feel so many emotions. It's just unbelievable. I love the philosophies of the series, the politics, the freaking world building. It's not just about the main characters, it's the whole world which those characters are part of, and that's just so ridiculously amazing. People study Lord of the Rings for world building, Game of Thrones, but this anime has its own world building and it's amazing. It talks about humanity, it talks about death. Death is everywhere in each episode. This show is just about dying. People just die, that's the show. But they make it so interesting. When the show has so much death, at some point it becomes repetitive and becomes a parody. But here, every time someone dies, it hits you hard. It never becomes a joke. You don't feel like, oh, he died, yeah. Everyone dies in this show. No, it's not like that. Each time a person dies, you feel for them. The politics, the things they do to keep peace. For all the humans to stay united, they need a bigger threat. And it's almost everywhere. Take Thanos. Avengers was split up, but because of a bigger threat, they all came together. And every time that happens, now coronavirus, aliens come in and everyone forget their country and all that. People are fighting, but no, aliens are there, so you have to unite. That's what this show does. But still, they go so detailed about the politics that inside also there are different walls and different people live. It's like divided in class. The upper class lives inside in the center, always protected. The police is for them. And the ones at the edge, they are not that important, and if they die, it's okay. It's not like evil plan or the king is evil or something like that. The government is evil. It's not that. It's about, they talk about, I think in the first season, that there are a lot of people, we don't have food. We have to get rid of people so at least someone can survive. It's like in Watchmen, killing millions of people to save billions, and that's what they do. And it's just so amazing to go into that gray area that we always think about good and wrong. But when you are in such a position, you're in a pandemic like right now, you have to take tough decisions, and the show does it so well. It never becomes crappy or very simple. It always stays true to what's happening in the real world. Fiction comes from the real world, and everything that's happening in the real world happens in this show. Each episode they are talking about something or the other which is from the real world, and that makes this world believable. That's good world building. The writing, the characters, all of them are so fleshed out. The amazing dialogues. Just one thing, I watched the show in English dub. Don't come at me, sorry. I started the show with English dub, and now going back to Japanese, it doesn't work. It feels very different. So I'm sticking to English, and it's really, really good. I never feel like it doesn't make sense or whatever they're talking, the emotions are not correct. I never feel that. The English dubs are perfect. But of course, the Japanese is authentic and the real and the original. I understand the difference, but sorry. That's how it is. The writing is so good that they keep hooking you. I watched season 3 in a day. I couldn't stop watching. I was like, I'll watch it tomorrow. It's late night. No, I watched till 4 a.m. I just finished it. I cannot wait. That's how good the writing is. It just keeps you hooked. The first 2 seasons, there were so many questions. And in season 1, there were questions. In season 2, there were more questions. And they never answered the questions. Season 3, we finally get some answers and a lot more questions, but we get a lot of answers too. And that's why I keep you engaged. They're always subverting my expectations. There's no point I'm like, yeah, I know what will happen now. No, that never happens. I have no clue what's gonna happen. The animation is so well done. Even if you look at the art style, they have thick strokes to the characters, which makes it stand out from other animes. And the animation is just superb. The action sequences are amazing, and with the music, with everything, they were so energetic and you feel pumped, like you want to go there and fight with them. That's how energetic the scenes are. And many times they just use a picture and just motion to them and still they look fabulous. And no time I feel like I'm watching animation. I'm just immersed into the world. And the playing with that hero's journey, the idea of chosen one, they just break that stereotype that he's not the chosen one. Especially in season 3, he's doubting himself that is he the right person to do it, maybe someone else should do it, it's not his job. And I really like that they got that aspect, because throughout the seasons he's always angry, he wants to take revenge, he wants to destroy the titans and get freedom for everyone. That was his character. But in season 3 he went through an arc and that changed him altogether. And by the end of the season, he's at somewhere else altogether and very different from what he was before. And I'm really excited to see that change in season 4. Now coming to season 3, guys, I think one of my favorite sequences from the whole anime is the scene, I think it was episode The Rising Sun, after the episode Hero. That was an amazing episode. The way Armin sacrificed himself and the way Levi just destroyed the Beast Titan. That was so good. And to follow that amazing episode, we have the Rising Sun episode. I think it's episode 17 or 18, I don't remember. But that sequence when they have to decide to choose between Armin and Erwin, it was so good. Like you could clearly see the dilemma the characters had. And when the guy brings the Erwin's body, I was like just shocked. Like really, they're doing that? And as a writer, I was happy. As a fan, I was so happy. Because as a writer, you understand a way that Armin should be saved, because it makes a lot of sense for future storytelling. But to get the dilemma done, the way they treated it all, but to create that tension, that was so good writing. And even the staging and acting, everything was just amazing. Eren put forth valid arguments to save Armin, but his motivation is just because he's his friend. That's his motivation. And even Mikasa, she's doing that because they're a friend. The arguments are valid, but the motivation is to save their friend. And at the end, Levi deciding it. I was a little unhappy that they showed Erwin's hand moving and like he doesn't want it. But it was him going through his life and raising his hand in front of his father in the class. That was that scene. But it kind of, maybe it's a way of him imagining. Then he realizes, no, I don't have to save him, I need to save Armin. Maybe that's the case. But whatever, I just love that episode. I think it is one of the best rated anime episode, but one of the best episodes in anime history for me. I think I'll put this episode with Death Note's episode when he kills the FBI agent's wife. That whole episode, them walking on the footpath and Light trying to figure out her name, put them both together. They're so good. I loved we got to explore Levi's character and we got his backstory. I think he was I don't think he was there much in season 2. We really got to see him a lot this season. I think the best part was getting a lot of answers, getting to know that there's a whole world outside, and whatever the history was, all the mysteries done for now. I'm sure there are a lot of questions still pending, but at least we know the history and everything. I'm sure there are more twists to this, but at least we have something. One thing I didn't like was one of my favorite characters, Mikasa, and she barely did anything the whole season. Like there was not much for her to do this whole season, and maybe we get to see more of her in season 4. Some of the plot points I'm really interested in are, a Titan can only live for 13 years. I have to see how that comes into this picture. Also that all the Titans are connected to a path. They know all the memories of their ancestors and even maybe know the future, as we saw in the second last episode. The mystery of founding Titan. One thing I definitely want to see is Sean learning that Renner killed Marco and that he didn't die fighting a Titan. They took his gear and killed him. I want Sean to know that. I want to see how he reacts and how he behaves and how it changes him. I think one of the great things about the series is that we are not given all the information beforehand. We are discovering it with the characters. And even the characters know it and we still don't know it, and they do that, non-linear storytelling sometimes in an episode, that everything happens and then we learn what they had planned and what they knew and everything. That really works well, with hooking the audience. And it's fun to realize anything with the character himself, reacting with him, at what happened really. One of that sequence was when Eren realizes that the Titan who killed his mother is his father's first wife, and that when he touched her, she's a royal blood, so he could activate that power that he could control all the Titans. He just got up from his seat and even I was like, what? That was a good scene. That's what I'm talking about. There's so many times in the show where all hope is lost. It's over. Everything is over. It's done. Everyone is dead. And you feel so helpless. And suddenly someone comes with a banging speech, giving that motivation to everyone, sacrificing themselves, giving that boost. And you feel pumped and you just want to go in. In this season, that was Erwin's speech. I was so pumped. I just wanted to go with them and sacrifice myself. It's like telling the soldiers you're part of a bigger thing. It's not just about your life that you die. It's what your death will help do to other people. There's a lot of times they raise the question, what it matters, what we are doing doesn't matter, we are dead. And whenever this speech comes, it just gives you that boost. Again hitting that philosophy with Levi's uncle saying that man always wants something. He has some motivation to live. He has a dream. He wants to achieve something, get something. That's what drives a man. And I think that's very true. And even the political angle we saw in season 3 with outing the king and telling the people the truth, not hiding truth from them. And we are in a pandemic like that, right? There are walls, we are surrounded by corona and we have to stay home, and with migrant workers outside, and you just realize that do they really matter, and it's okay if they suffer, at least we are safe in our homes. A show that is already made before coronavirus is showing you a mirror that see what your world has become before it even happens. And that's how the good writing is. I can just keep talking about the show for hours, but let's finally watch the trailer, season 4 trailer. I haven't watched it yet and I cannot wait to see it. Let's start. That's a cool shot. Did that in animation?
ここは危ねえぞ。
Okay.
飛んでいけ。
I think this is the past.
どこか遠くへ。
時期が迫ってる。次の戦士が選ばれるんだ。鎧の巨人の継承者が。
Oh, this is the war? The first Titan war versus the humans? That's a new Titan. New world.
今の俺にはわかる。お前たちは世界を救おうとした。そうなんだろう。うるさい。どうしてお前らは俺を死なせてくれないんだ。始祖ユミルの出現から今日に至るまで、どれほどの命が巨人に奪われたことでしょう。しかし近年、その平和思想は淘汰され、始祖の巨人はパラディ島に住むあるものに奪われました。その名はエレン・イエーガー。
Who was that?
今ここに宣言します。パラディ島敵勢力へ宣戦布告を。
The final season. When it's coming out, The last attack begins. Okay. NHK. But when? Okay, I was confused watching the subtitles and the visuals, but let's watch it again, guys. There's too much going on. Let's start again. I think this is a past where they are building the walls, maybe. Because even the outfit and it's a rustic look. I was saying it's weird listening to Japanese. Always heard them sing English. So. I think this is not building the wall, it's the first war maybe. When they were building the wall, it was a war between them.
時期が迫ってる。次の戦士が選ばれるんだ。鎧の巨人の継承者が。
They all look so similar. I don't know who I'm looking at. This is the Reek. Yeah, Reek. This is a new Titan. We saw him in the season 3. He had an armor, so I think that's the new one. New timeline. Present. That's Mikasa? No, I don't think so.
お前たちは世界を救おうとした。
This is Rena.
そうなんだろ うるさい。どうしてお前らは俺を死なせてくれないんだ。
Okay, this is Rena. Epic man.
の出現から今日に至るまでどれほどの命が巨人に奪われたことでしょう。
This is all the present war going on. They have new costumes.
その平和思想は淘汰され、始祖の巨人はパラディ島に住むあるものに奪われました。
Okay, someone stole.
その名はエレン・イエーガー。
Who is this guy?
今ここに宣言します。
Where are these coming from?
敵勢力へ宣戦布告を。
Final season. And then it says the last attack begins. Okay. Just too much going on in the trailer. I need to watch a trailer breakdown of that. And so much to decode. But clearly they are going all out. It's the final season. We'll get to see more of the history and final fight in the urban town, the world outside that island, the paradise. And who's that guy with the giant? I think it's Eren, but I'm not sure. I don't think it's time I don't think season 4 is the time to introduce new characters. We already have so many characters, and we'll find out Reek. And I think the dialogue between Let Me Die, I think it's Serena. It can be anything because they showed the past version of them. They were very good friends. And he was saved again in season 3. I was like so pissed, like, kill him, no shit. They took him. But we have to see Reek. We have to see Levi, what he does. He's like a beast. He's the beast. I feel like Eren with the very long hair, it feels like a lot of time has passed. And I think he'll be at the end of his 13 years lifespan, the Titan lifespan. And just, I cannot wait, man. I saw season 2 really way back, I think a year or more. And I had literally forgotten what had happened in season 2. I had to watch some recaps before starting season 3. And now I know that I just want season 4 fast. I'm totally pumped. Having seen season 3 just now, it feels you can connect all the dots, what's happening, all the characters you know. It will be an epic conclusion, the whole series, man. I think I've talked about it, whole video I was talking about it, and it's just epic, man. I don't think I have anything else to say. Going back to watch the trailer breakdown of this because there's a lot of things happening. I usually watch Charlie, Emergency Awesome is really good, so I'll be going there. And that's it, guys. If you like this, thumbs up, share this video with your friends, comment your thoughts on the trailer and the season 3. What are your thoughts on it? If you haven't subscribed yet, check out the videos, and if you like them too, do consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Stay home, stay safe, and hopefully we'll get season 4 fast.